Yo, what's up? This is the Build Your Vision podcast. I'm Clee, the Visionary, and this is the #1 show for those who are serious, not just curious, about building a life and business they are proud of. Hey, look, I'm super excited to share this episode with you because it actually is a clip from one of the lessons in my brand new course and community called Visionpreneur School. Y'all, I am so excited and just honestly happy with where this has come. I mean, when I started this podcast, I had no idea it was going to evolve into what it is today. And this really is a combination and evidence of all the information I've gathered on this visionpreneur journey as a visionary. And this podcast has honestly been the catalyst and the anchor of it all. So it's kind of full circle for me. So I want to share this lesson with you that comes from module 5, the discipline module in Visionpreneur School, called The Power of Your Story. I just really think it could be beneficial to a lot of people and wanted to share it on the pod. So you kind of get a glimpse of what we're talking about in Visionpreneur School. Is the #1 home online for aspiring transformational content creators who want to get clear about their life and the content that they're making so that you could get your message out to the world, but not do it in a confused way. Do it in a streamlined, clear, concise, and confident way. So I had to go through these mountains myself. I just spew out everything I've learned along the way in this course. I'm super excited to have people digest it. So here's a clip from module 5, lesson 1, called The Power of Your Story. All about understanding how life is a story and how you frame it makes all the difference of how you navigate life as a visionary. Enjoy. You're listening to the Build Your Vision podcast, a podcast series about maneuvering the ups and downs of building a life that you're proud of, captured in real time. A community where dreamers become doers and doers become world changers. Let's go. The superhero movies in the Marvel Cinematic Universe have made more than $25 billion in world sales. I think it's safe to say they're popular. But have you ever wondered why? Sometimes life can feel like a fog. We wake up each day to keep going, but we're not really sure where we're headed or even why. And sometimes you get a glimpse of what you want. You feel that rush of excitement, but before long, life happens and things get blurry again. I've often found myself on the same treadmill, so I get it. But after studying for years and getting mentored by experts, I found some clarity and made my way off the conveyor belt. And it starts with superheroes. Beyond the thrill of watching the Avengers save the world, again, from certain doom, audiences are also captivated by the internal battles each hero faces. We analyze and debate the inner struggles of Iron Man and Captain America and their obstacles when trying to solve them. But the effectiveness of superhero movies doesn't have to be confined to the box office. These stories are powerful enough to be successful in real life, in your life. But unlike Spider-Man's accidental bite, in real life, our choices determine whether or not we get to be the heroes of our own stories. So in other words, the difference between whether you're successful or not boils down to whether you choose to be a hero. Heroes always win in the end, and you can win too. It is that simple, and I'll tell you 3 reasons why. Number 1, being a hero gives you a story. Number 2, being a hero gives you a reason to serve. And number 3, being a hero gives you a mission. Everyone tells a story about themselves inside their own head. Always, all the time. That story makes what you are. We build ourselves out of that story. A quote from Patrick Rothfuss. Being a hero gives you a story arc to live out. A story is an account of incidents or events. You are a storyteller. We're all storytellers. Whether you consciously realize it or not, you tell yourself a story every single day. It's how humans conceptualize reality. Everything we tell ourselves about the world around us is part of a narrative we construct to comprehend our surroundings and preserve ourselves daily. Storytelling is a survival mechanism. It's not only how we understand the world, but it's also how we communicate. Being a hero, visionary, and a world changer is about being aware of the story you tell yourself. You're the main character of your story. And you are also the primary audience of all the stories you tell. That means the quality of our days and lives depends on the stories we tell ourselves. So, do you like the narrative? Ready for a tough pill to swallow? You'll never be the most important character in someone else's story. But the good news is you will always be the most important character in your story. Far from selfish. It's actually just how we are wired. So you're aware your life is a story you tell yourself. But what is a hero? And how does that look in your story? The answer is simple. A hero is a character who solves the problem. Not a problem, the problem. There's no shortage of problems to solve. Each story has a desired destination and a problem that needs to be solved to get there. Without a destination, a problem, and a hero, there is no story. And when there's no story, there's no meaning. When people say life feels meaningless, you can tell they're no longer the hero of their own story. They just see themselves as a character in someone else's. If you want to have an easier time getting out of bed each day, you must position yourself as the hero in your life's story. Without this perspective, you will go nowhere quickly and everywhere slowly. Now, I'm going slightly off script here because I know some people that listen to my show are quite religious. You might be thinking to yourself, well, God is the main character of my story and He is the hero of my story. I hate to break it to you, friend, but that's simply false. You know how I know that? Because God doesn't need you to worship Him. Of course, He wants you to, but He doesn't need you to. But the other way around, you do need to worship God. So therefore, religion is not beneficial for God. It's not about Him at all. It's in fact for you. So therefore, by you putting God first in your life, all you're doing is actually looking out for yourself. By you claiming God is the most important person in your life, which I'm sure He is, you are actually still positioning yourself as the main character because your faith benefits you, not God. All right, just had to go down that rabbit hole for a little bit. Being a hero gives you a reason to serve. Heroes serve. We all know that when a hero saves the day, it's because they helped others. Serving only yourself is actually the opposite of being a hero. That kind of selfishness is usually what motivates the villain. Ask yourself, who do I feel called to serve? What do I passionately think should be in this world but isn't? And in what role or roles has God placed me? When you have answers to those questions, you must figure out how to best serve in that role. Being a hero gives you a mission. The most influential people in history have all been heroes on a mission. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Albert Einstein, Harriet Tubman, Nelson Mandela, and the list goes on. A hero on a mission is one of the most dynamic and resourceful people you will ever meet. Heroes on a mission are world changers. When heroes are on a mission, they see a problem or conflict and devise a solution, or at least seek one, to achieve the desired outcome. You do this every day without even realizing it. You ever been hungry and pulled up to Chick-fil-A? You saw a problem, your hunger, and developed a solution, go to Chick-fil-A, to reach a desired outcome, a nice, full stomach. Little missions fill out our daily lives all the time and guide us toward who and where we want to be. You are a hero. I know you are. So do yourself a favor and start telling yourself a positive story. Get up and serve others and move like you're on a mission. That's how you build your vision and create a life you find worth living. Your unique premise. The most effective way to leverage your story and show up as a hero on a daily basis is to write a premise for your journey as a visionpreneur. Every story has a premise. If you open up Netflix, every single movie or show has a premise that will pop up. A premise is the central concept of a story expressed as simply as possible. Here are some literal examples from Netflix. Lincoln Lawyer, Sidelined after an incident, hotshot Los Angeles lawyer Mickey Haller restarts his career and his trademark Lincoln when he takes on a murder case. Ozark. A financial advisor drags his family from Chicago to the Missouri Ozarks, where he must launder $500 million in 5 years to appease a drug boss. Bridgerton. The 8 close-knit siblings of the Bridgerton family look for love and happiness in London high society. Do you see a pattern here? Not quite yet? Okay, let me show you something. Every premise has 3 distinct characteristics. Here they are: a defined character or characters, a mission, and adversity. So let's look at these premises again, but this time, let's look at the pattern. Lincoln lawyer. Sidelined after an incident, that's adversity. Hotshot Los Angeles lawyer Mickey Haller, that's the character, restarts his career and his trademark Lincoln when he takes on a murder case. That's the mission. Ozark. A financial advisor, character, drags his family from Chicago to the Missouri Ozarks, adversity, where he must launder $500 million in 5 years to appease a drug boss. That's the mission. Bridgerton. The 8 close-knit siblings of the Bridgerton family, that's the characters, look for love and happiness, that's the mission, in London high society, that's the adversity. You catching it? Let's do 3 more, just so you know I'm not pulling this out of nowhere. Manifest. When a plane mysteriously lands years after takeoff, that's adversity. The people on board, characters, return to a world that has moved on without them and face strange new realities. Mission. Breaking Bad. A high school chemistry teacher, character, dying of cancer, adversity, teams up with a former student to secure his family's future by manufacturing and selling crystal meth. Mission. How to Get Away with Murder. Brilliant criminal offense attorney and law professor Annalise Keating plus her 5 students, that's the characters, become involved in a twisted, adversity, murder case. That's the mission. As you can see, no matter the style, order, or format, a premise will always have those 3 characteristics. Well, at least a good one will. Your story needs a premise. I want you to write a premise for your story using the trademark premise pattern we just saw. To give you another example, here's my premise. A young and ambitious visionary, that's a character, goes on a quest to influence how a generation sees the world, the God who made it, and their role in it. Mission. With just his mind and a microphone. Adversity. Which is actually kind of crazy because I wrote this back probably in the beginning of 2022, where the concept of Visionpreneur was not even close to my brain at the time. So it just shows how having a premise can direct your life, because impacting a generation with just a mind and a microphone, that's literally what I'm doing right now as you're listening to my voice. Crazy, right? This is kind of meta. So what's your premise? Once you have it down, it's your job to show up as the hero in your story every single day.